You came to me in that hour of need, when I was so lost, so lonely. You came to me, took my breath away, showed me the right way, the way to lead. You filled my heart with love, showed me the light above. Now all I want is to be with you. You are my one true love, taught me to never judge. Now all I want is to be with you. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Mustafa ala habibika nabiyika Mustafa.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. First of all, let me say condolences on the martyrdom of Sheikh Namir Baqir al-Namir, the leader of Ahlul Bayt followers in Abamiya of Hijaz. I always refrain to call this land Saudi Arabia because it is not Saudi Arabia. It doesn't belong to Saudi family. But unfortunately, this group of gangsters whom call themselves the Kingdom of Saud has actually captured this land and occupied it and usurped the land of Islam and call the whole country in their own family's name. And that is one of the biggest oppression which they have done, and no one around the world is talking about it. Inshallah, the reward and the sawab of today's lecture will be presented to the soul of Ayatollah Namir Baqir al-Namir, the great Shaheed. I have spoken concerning this issue on TV, on radio, and I had interviews with newspapers. And inshallah, if you want to know more about my views on that issues, it has been already expressed. The topic of today's discussion is Islamic philosophy course. First of all, I apologize for the bad voice that I have due to the influenza and the cold that I had. For a whole week I was sick, just yesterday, and today I feel a little bit better. However, I welcome you to the program today. Concerning the source of religion, there is a lot of theories. During the history of mankind, a lot of philosophers and thinkers, they have discussed about this issue, some pro-religion and some against religion. Those people which they actually negate the whole idea of having a religion, and they are against human being having an ideology or a divine source for religion. They try to find other sources and introduce it to tell to the masses that what you believe, it doesn't have any base, and you are just following something which does not have no root. Different schools of thought has actually given different interpretation for religion. For example, the materialistic ideologies, materialistic philosophers, they have come with the idea that religion is made by the capitalists, the wealthy people, the factory owners, those people whom they have produced a lot of wealth, they are rich, and they needed something to tell to their subjects, to the people, that they should not think too much about money, about this worldly things. They must have patience. The poor conditions that they have, they should cope with it, and they should be very happy with something for the hereafter. If they don't have money today in this world, if they are not equal to a rich person, to a factory owner, to somebody who has got a lot of money, so they must have patience. They should not panic about it, and so they have made something for them to believe that this dunya and the world and the money does not have value, so don't have so much of sorrow and pain for not having money. It's one interpretation of religion. The other one is the socialist group, the socialist philosophers like Karl Marx and their type of system of thinking. They have come with another idea that actually the religion is not made by the rich people, but it's made by the poor people themselves, because they needed something to interpret the whole situation that they have, and they needed to take shelter to something. They wanted to have a little bit of remedy for the pain and the sorrow and the problem that they have. So they have created something for them to do that interpretation. The answer to all of these questions are that, first of all, religion is encouraging to be wealthy. If religion was made by rich people, then actually rich people doesn't want other people to be rich. So they were supposed to encourage people to be very poor and remain poor. Don't try at all. While, of course, one thing in comma I have to explain, we are not talking about false religions. We are not talking about wrong religions. We are talking about true religion. True religion has always encouraged people to create wealth and to create money and to work for this dunya. It's not a problem. Always has encouraged people to work, work, work. And wealth is not something wrong in the point of view of the right religion. For example, we have this hadith, Al-Qaddu li'ayalihi kal-mujahidu fi sabilillah. Somebody who is trying for his family to have some substance, some money, some income, this person is considered to be a mujahid in the path of Allah. If somebody is in Syria and fighting against Daesh, somebody was in Karbala helping Imam Hoseini, that person is called mujahid fi sabilillah. Now in the eye of religion, it says somebody who is going every morning to work for his family, to bring some money. The breadwinners of the families, they are kal mujahid fi sabilillah, like those who are trying hard in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If religion was made by the wealthy people, then the opposite hadith was supposed to be narrated. That, religious person is the one who is sit at home and do zikr and say subhanallah, 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 and have a tasbih and go morning prayer. During the noon you go for the Jamaat, and then for Maghrib and Isha, and every day you have to fast. and don't work and just sit at home, let the other people give you money. And while religion says no, don't be dependent to other people, don't beg money from other people, you should be independent financially and you should support your family. Or we have the other hadith concerning matjar ad-dunya, matjaru awliya Allah. Once some group of people were talking to Imam Ali alayhi salam, and Imam Ali alayhi salam were listening to them, that they are talking very badly about this dunya. This dunya is a very bad place. I wish we were not here. Some common words are coming always between us. They were talking very badly about the world. And Imam Ali alayhi salam has delivered a very lengthy khutbah. That khutbah is recorded in Nahj Balagha. He said, why you people are talking bad about this dunya? This dunya is a very good thing. And then he continues, he says, ad-dunya matjaru awliya Allah. Dunya is a place for the friends of Allah to do business. To do business. But, the type of business that you can do is something else. He has got a very lengthy lecture concerning that. Dunya is very good. The whole khutbah is not against dunya, it is for dunya. In Nahj Balagha. And I want you to go and read that particular khutbah. Or the same Imam Ali alayhi salam, once he had a camel, a very heavy load. He was going toward his farm. Somebody asked him, what are you carrying in this camel? It looks so heavy. He said, I've got 1,000 trees of date trees. He said, how? One camel cannot even take one, and you have got 1,000 trees on one camel. He said, yes, I've got 1,000 seed for, or some narration says 100,000 seeds to go and plant and create wells. I think no one in the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam was as productive as Imam Ali. The one who managed to actually create this qanat system, I don't know what you call it in English, the connected wells which they produce water for farming, the underground channel which you dig to connect all the wells that you dig, and then this water start flowing and you have a type of river established by yourself. That the founder of this, the one who has produced it, the one who invented is Imam Ali alayhi salam. And the nakhila, the date farm that he has created still exists in Iraq. He was creating farms and he was donating it to the people. Always he had money to help other people. Dunya is a very good place to have. The whole world is good if you use it properly. If you use it properly. If you are running on dunya horse, then it's fine. But if dunya is running on you and you are a horse for dunya, then that is going to be a problem. But for Imam Ali alayhi salam, the whole dunya is a very beautiful place. He uses every second of this dunya for in his own benefit and his own side, and he gets the benefit of every movement and every moment of this dunya. So that is the type of consideration that Imam Ali alayhi salam has. Religion has given us solution for poverty. If religion was made by the rich people, then it was going to give you solution for for wealth. for it was going to encourage you to be a poor person. But actually, Islam and true religion is giving us solution that how you can remove poverty from the society. A lot of every single law that Islam has introduced especially is toward creating equality, bringing justice, financial justice in the society. If every rich person in the society just follow Allah's instruction and religion instruction in the society, there will be no any poor person. The whole problem will be created when the rich people refuse to pay what religion actually has told and has said. Just imagine if somebody pay from the 100% income that you have, you pay 10% zakat. Then you pay 20% of khums. That's already 30%. And then you go for Hajj. You pay another, percentage, say about another 10% for your Hajj. Then you go ziyarat here and there, you pay for that. Then you have daughters to pay them for their marriage. You have sons, pay them for the marriage. Then also in religion, it's not only the two obligatory. وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ مَعْلُومٌ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. Rich people are those which beside khums, beside zakat, in their wealth, there is a particular percentage known to be paid to the poor people. Then you can say 10%, whatever. So you reach to a position that you already paid 50% of your wealth to the rest of the people. The other 50 will remain for you. You actually pay 50% of your wealth to the rest of the community here and there, and then the other 50 you keep for yourself. If every rich person in this world pay the 50%, there will be no poverty. A lot of people consider like kinds of Bill Gates are very generous. He pays $300 million to Africa. He has got a charitable organization which he spends $500 million a year. And then you say, yeah, this man is very generous. But let me tell you, he is actually the most stingy person that you can think of. Because generosity, it comes with a percentage. If I have got a salary of $1 million per month, and for me, if generosity is paying 20% of that to poor people and remain with the 80%, that is how much? 200,000 per month. Then I will be considered generous. So if you take that percentage to Mr. Bill Gates, how much he has to pay to be equal to me? Okay, not 200,000, because 200,000 is my percentage, not yours. He is the one which, when he walks, if every second 1,000, if he walks and a $1,000 drops from his pocket, he should not bend to pick that 1,000, because bending and picking that 1,000 takes 5 seconds, and he produces $5,000 per second. So as much as the second goes 1, 2, 3, he already produced 500,000 a second. When you say 2, okay, that's why when he asked how much rich you are, he says before your question or after your question. When he comes out every day, he press a button and 50 doors will go up. And in each door, in each parking, there is one particular, the most famous cars are produced. So he thinks where I am going today. Visiting a German, then I must take a German car. Visiting an American, then I must take car number 2. What is the color of my suit today? I've got blue, dark blue. So which of these cars are dark blue? He doesn't know what to do with his money. But then he pays 300,000. That is like 1 cent. Paying 1 cent to Africa. He has got 86 billion US dollar. That is what he has announced. What he, normally the rich people, they don't announce exactly how much I have. Those which he pays tax and he has to announce is 86. But believe me, you can just consider it 5 times more. However, that is the amount of theft which happens. We don't want to talk about that side now. But at the end of the day, even if you want to pay from this 86 billion US that you produce, if you want to be equal to me, pay 20%. Yeah? If you have 100 billion, pay 20 billion to Africa. Then I consider you equal to myself. If you want to be equal to me. And he was asked, who is richer than you? He said, one Muslim guy, a black Muslim person. Once, in one incident in one airport, I was, I needed to buy something or whatever, and I didn't have my money in my pocket, and then there was this black guy was passing. He looked at me and said, "What you need?" And whatever he had in his pocket, it was $20. He gave it to me, and then I was searching for him for ages. I put a lot of people, a committee, find this black person for me, and they found him. And when he came here, I asked him, "Okay, now it's my turn to compensate what you did." He said, "Thank you very much. I don't need any money." I said, "But no, I have got every intention to compensate. How much you want? What is you need? What do you need now?" He said, "What I want and what you want is completely 2 different things. You will not be able to compensate." He said, "No, but I am Bill Gates. I have got so much money in my account. What you want? You want the best car. You want the best house. You want what? You want a job. You want a company. You want a good income. What do you want?" He said, "Listen, when I paid to you that $20 that time, it was what I had in my pocket, in my life. Can you give me everything you have? If you want to be equal to me," equality is with percentage. However, Islam allows, if Bill Gates pays his all taxations and everything that he owes to the society, then already we have $50 billion. Sure. $50 billion. When you talk about billion, if I give you if you give you $1,000 and I tell you, say, spend it every day. Spend it, and just make it say 100,000. If I give you $100,000 and I tell you spend every day $1,000, how much it will take for you to spend to finish the 100,000? 3.5 years. But if I give you $1 billion and tell you spend every day 1,000, do you know how much it'll take? It's about 3.5 centuries. And the man has got 100 billion of that. So if you pay 50 billion, what happens? A lot of poverty will be removed from a lot of countries. A lot of countries. However, that is at the time that just now that we are talking, 400 million people are suffering from hunger. 400 million people. If all rich people pays what they have to pay, poverty will not be in the society. But Islam true religion brings what you call solution for the problems. So if religion was made by Bill Gates, they were not going to give us solution. They were going to hide if there was any solution. Religion introduces financial penalties. What is the financial penalties? Actually takes money from the rich people. You have the money, Islam introduce penalties to pay some of your money. Now if that religion was made by the rich people, they were not going to introduce law against themselves. Religion introduces taxation, as I said, or religion forbids laziness. That it's very clearly Islam says, لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. Only what you work for it, you will gain. Otherwise, if you don't work, you will not have no substance. So Islam is a religion which actually introduce a type of morality that if there is a rich person and a poor person, if you just respect somebody because of his wealth, it is not right. If religion was made by the rich people, definitely there was going to be some laws saying if rich person comes, you have to stand, you have to kiss the hand, you have to do this, you have to bow, you have to bend. But Islam is all against such type of behaviors, and that's why religion cannot be made by the poor people or by the rich people. The other theory says that fear is the source of religion. In the childhood, when you were afraid of something, you immediately take refuge or seek shelter to the arms of your parents. You are afraid of something, immediately you run to your mother or to your father or to your brother or to your sister. But when you grow up, there is no father, there is no mother. You have to have another type of bigger mother or bigger father. You have to actually can have an imaginary father and mother for yourself. And that is religion, that is God. You make something for your own sake because, the earthquake comes. Sometimes the weather goes very wrong. Some tsunamis come, the earthquake, the bad wind. Sometimes there is what you call lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, all of that. Then there is a lot of fear in the heart of people. You create something called God, and you take shelter to that God. So God doesn't exist. Religion is not something which is rooted in some wisdom or wise basis. It's just created by mankind to take refuge when you need. So the answer is, as much as you are brave, you should be less religious. If religion is actually made by the fearful people, then as much as you are more religious, you must be more afraid. And as much as you are more brave, you should be less religious person. While in history, if you look at kind of Ali alayhi salam, the most brave person in the whole world was a religious person. The most brave person in the whole world was somebody who was actually the leader of religion. Actually, in the word of religious people, to be afraid was condemned. Bravery has been always encouraged, that you should be brave, you should defend, you should not have no fear of this at all. Just look at Sheikh Namir, Baqir al-Namir. You saw that video clip, I'm sure you saw it, that very expressively when he gives lecture in the mosque, he says, what is the highest what they can do to me? Is this? Is that this you are, making us to be afraid of? No, that is karamat, karamatuna. That is dignity for us. You can't see any sign of fear in the face of this great shaheed. Everything was brave. Even when he was giving the news of shahada, he started smiling. He said, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And he prayed 2 rak'at, very fast also. Then to make it very speedy, not to take time. That listen, I'm reading a fast prayer because I am eager to meet shahadat. And no any sign of remorse in his face. He was offered that if you write a letter of apology, you will be forgiven. And if you are not ready to write, ask your family to write a letter of apology and we will forgive you. He said, under any circumstances, not me and not my family will have no right to write any letter of apology. We are not apologizing for what we did. Where is fear? Where is fear? These people have actually made this to be fearful from them. Al-Maut fi hayatina maqhurin. They have killed death. They have made fear to be afraid. Where is fear in the face of Hoseini alayhi salam? There was no fear. In the brave shuhada that we have during the war, there was no any fear. Well, Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayhi, when he was arrested to be taken to the to Tehran from Qom in the car, those people who were arrested him, the officers, they were more afraid of Imam Khomeini. And he said, I can see that they were afraid of me. And he said, in my life, I never had no fear in my life. What type of fear? So, then why, whenever we fear, we seek shelter to God? Whenever something happens, A'udhu Billah Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. Earthquake comes, we just pray namaz ayat. Whenever we want to sunken or drown into the ocean, when we swim, that last moment we remember that God is and we seek refuge to God. So simple. When you are thirsty and you search for water, that is actually a sign that water exists. When you're thirsty and you search for water, why you don't search that moment for dust or for air or something else? The whole reason that whenever you are thirsty, you search for water, it means that water exists. And it is reality. Water is a reality. The whole reason that we are also searching for God is because He is a reality, He exists, and only in that time we realize Him fully with full heart. So fear cannot be the source of religion at all. The other ideology, the other philosopher says that ignorance is actually the base of religion, and people are religious because they are ignorant. Man didn't manage to explain things around. Whatever happened, the earthquake happened. Wow, how this can happen? Definitely. That, imagine so many kilometers of land just move. Who has got that power? So definitely should be God. It's God who kills us. It's God who sends rain. It's God who is bringing